Hello. This is Install ImGUI from Scratch tutorial. The first thing you need is C++ compiler. I will use Microsoft Visual C compiler. You can find installation tutorial in the description. The next step is to download the compiled GLFW library. Enter GLFW in the search and go to the official website. Go to the Downloads page and download the version you need. I will be using Windows 64-bit version. Open the downloaded archive and add a dependencies folder to your project. Create a GLFW folder in the dependencies folder. Copy the include and libvc 2022 folders from the downloaded archive. The first folder contains the necessary header files. The second one contains the GLFW library. I will only need the GLFW3 lib file. The rest can be deleted since we will use static linking. Next, we will need ImGUI itself. Go to the official GitHub page and go to the releases page. Scroll through the page below and click on the sourcecode.zip. The file download will begin. Let's create an ImGUI folder in the dependencies folder. Copy all CPP and H files from the archive route to our ImGUI folder. We will also need the following files from the backends folder. We need exactly these files, since we will be working with OpenGL and GLFW. Next we will need build.bat file. We will use it to build the executable file. Find where your vcvarsal.bat file is located. It is created when installing MSVC. We will need this to compile the program. Enter the following lines in the build.bat file. Paste the full path to the vcvarsal file after the call command. After the path, enter the x64 or x86-bit depth. It must match the one you selected when downloading the GLFW library. Now our compiling environment is ready and we can use MSVC commands and variables. I will change the encoding of the console to 850 so that it outputs English text. Let's create an src folder for the source code of our program. In this folder I will create the main.cpp file. On the Conan website, you can find an example of code that allows you to create an ImGUI window. The link to the page will be in the description. First you need to include GLFW and ImGUI headers. Next, you need to initialize ImGUI. Copy the following code. For this code to work, we need to initialize the GLFW window. Go to the GLFW website on the Documents page and copy the following code. Next, copy the while loop code from the Conan website. In this loop, our interface will be rendered. We will also insert these 3 lines after the loop. Let's create a string with the GLSL version. You can find the numbers of other versions on the internet. Let's move on to the build.bat file. These 2 lines are needed to create the build folder and navigate to it. The executable file will be located here. Also at the end we will add the pause command so that CMD does not close after execution. Let's run the build file. If everything was done correctly, we will see the following text in the window that appears. The build folder should also appear in the project. Let's move on to building the main.cpp file. The CL command is responsible for the compiling and linking process. Enter the CL command and specify the relative path to the main.cpp file. If you run the build file, it throws an error including the glfw3.h file, since we did not tell the compiler where to find it. Let's create the following variable. It will contain the path to the glfw library headers. The set command is responsible for creating variables. Next, create a variable with compiler flags. Here you can enter the compiler settings, as well as the paths to the headers. I entered 2 flags into the variable and included the path to glfw via the I flag. Add compiler flags to the CL command. Let's run the build file again. The same problem occurred with the IMGUI headers. We solve it with the same steps. Then there were errors related to undeclared variables. Comment or remove following strings. The next time you run the build file, linker errors appeared. The linker cannot find the code of the functions used in our program. Let's start removing these errors by including the glfw library. Previously, we included the glfw header in our program, but it only contains a function declaration. The function code itself is contained in .lib or .cpp files. Add the path to the glfw library to the lib variable. The lib variable created by the vcvarsall.bat file contains the paths to all libraries that may be needed during linking. Next, add a variable with linker flags. Here you can enter the linker settings and library file names. Add all .cpp IMGUI files for compilation. After that, we will enter the keyword link in the string and add our linker flags. There are 20 errors left. We are missing several libraries to make everything work. Let's add the OpenGL32 library. 17 left. Let's add some standard libraries. If you are working in the Visual Studio IDE, they are added by default when linking. The list of libraries I added is in the description. Compilation and linking was successful. Let's run the resulting program. Everything works. Now you can add any IMGUI elements to your program. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments. Thanks for watching.